Imagine standing in the heart of ancient Athens, surrounded by marble temples and busy marketplaces, when an old, barefoot man approaches you. With a glint in his eye, he asks, "What is virtue?" Not what you do, not what you believe, but what it truly means to live a good life. You give your best answer. But then he asks more questions, and more, until your confident ideas crumble, and you're left unsure of what you thought you knew. This man was Socrates, and his method wasn't about giving answers. It was about unearthing truths that people didn't even realize they were missing. His relentless questioning revealed not only our ignorance, but also pointed the way toward real moral understanding. At the heart of it all, one word: virtue. But what is virtue? Is it bravery, justice, wisdom, or something more profound that ties them all together? Let's dive deep into the Socratic mind to uncover his perspective on moral knowledge and why, over 2,000 years later, we're still grappling with the same questions. Welcome to The Unfolding Journey, a channel where philosophy isn't locked away in old books, but brought to life in the questions we still wrestle with today. Here, we explore the timeless ideas that shape our thinking, challenge our beliefs, and unfold new ways to understand the world and ourselves. If you've ever felt that itch to ask why, and to go deeper into what it means to live wisely and well, you're in the right place. Now, let's step into the Athenian agora and follow Socrates on his quest for virtue. To understand Socrates, we first need to understand what virtue, eirete in Greek, meant in his time. In ancient Greece, eirete referred to excellence, often tied to fulfilling one's function or purpose well. A sharp knife had eirete because it cut effectively. For humans, virtue meant living in a way that fulfilled the human purpose. But here's the problem. What exactly is the human purpose? And how do we know when we're fulfilling it? While the poets spoke of heroes and warriors as examples of virtue, Socrates wasn't satisfied with these surface-level ideas. Instead, he asked, can virtue be taught? Is it one thing or many? Is someone virtuous by nature, by habit, or by knowledge? Socrates never wrote down his teachings, so we know him through the dialogues of Plato. In these, Socrates is usually portrayed questioning politicians, poets, generals, and fellow citizens about topics like justice, courage, piety, and wisdom. The Socratic Method, his signature approach, involves asking probing questions to expose contradictions in someone's beliefs. It's a method designed to strip away false confidence and lead people to a state of aporia, confusion, or puzzlement. Why? Because for Socrates, recognizing our ignorance is the first step toward real knowledge. He famously said, "I know that I know nothing." This wasn't false modesty, it was philosophical humility. If we can't even define virtue, how can we claim to possess it? Socrates had a radical idea. Virtue is knowledge. At first, this might sound strange. How can being good be about knowing something? But Socrates argued that if someone truly knows what is good, they will do it. In other words, all wrongdoing is the result of ignorance. No one does evil willingly. They do it because they don't understand what is truly good. For example, a person who cheats might think they are gaining something, but in truth, they are harming their soul. If they genuinely understood that, they would never act that way. This view challenges how we think about morality. It suggests that the key to being virtuous isn't just about habits or emotions. It's about cultivating the intellect, questioning assumptions, and seeking clarity. Another critical Socratic insight is the idea of the unity of the virtues. In various dialogues, Socrates examines qualities like courage, justice, temperance, and piety. But he keeps circling back to one idea. These aren't separate traits. They are expressions of the same inner knowledge. For instance, true courage isn't just fearlessness. It's knowing when to fear and when not to. True justice isn't about following laws. It's about knowing what fairness really demands. So, for Socrates, all virtues are interconnected, and ultimately they are one: the knowledge of how to live well. Virtue, in Socratic thought, is deeply tied to the care of the soul. He believed the soul was the true self, and just as the body needs exercise and nourishment, the soul needs philosophical inquiry. To neglect the soul, by living unjustly, chasing wealth, or seeking power without wisdom, is to live a corrupted life. Socrates claimed that the unexamined life is not worth living. This isn't just a catchy phrase, it's the foundation of his moral philosophy. A life without reflection, without seeking virtue, is a life off course. In Plato's dialogue Meno, Socrates explores whether virtue can be taught. At first, he's hopeful, but by the end, he's not so sure. If virtue is knowledge, it should be teachable. But who are the teachers? Socrates observes that many virtuous men had children who weren't virtuous. If virtue could be taught, wouldn't their sons have learned it? This leads to a puzzle. Maybe virtue isn't taught in the usual sense. Maybe it requires something deeper, a kind of internal awakening, a turning of the soul toward truth. Part of what makes Socrates so powerful is his irony. He pretends not to know, in order to lead others to discover the limits of their own knowledge. He wasn't trying to win arguments. He wanted to inspire people to think more deeply. He believed that by facing our ignorance, we open ourselves to wisdom. This doesn't mean he had all the answers. Socrates was less interested in giving a final definition of virtue and more invested in the process of inquiry. In this sense, virtue isn't just a destination, it's a journey. You might wonder, why should we care about a man who lived 2,400 years ago? Because Socrates invites us to ask the most important questions. What kind of person do I want to be? What does it mean to live a good life? Am I acting out of true understanding, or just going through the motions? In a world of shortcuts, noise, and surface-level thinking, Socrates calls us to slow down and examine our lives. He reminds us that the path to moral knowledge is not about memorizing rules. It's about cultivating the ability to reason, reflect, and grow. Socrates' view that virtue is knowledge remains both inspiring and controversial. Modern psychology, for example, often highlights how people act irrationally, even when they know better. Emotions, habits, and social pressures play huge roles in our moral lives. But this doesn't necessarily invalidate Socrates. Instead, it challenges us to ask, what kind of knowledge is he talking about? It may not be intellectual knowledge alone, but a deeper, integrated understanding. A knowledge that shapes not just our thoughts, but our desires and decisions. Today, when ethical confusion abounds in character is often overlooked in favor of charisma, Socrates' emphasis on inner moral clarity is more needed than ever. In the end, Socrates didn't give us easy answers. He gave us a way to ask better questions. He showed that moral knowledge isn't something we inherit, it's something we pursue. And virtue isn't a trophy we win, it's a commitment to live authentically and thoughtfully. As he stood before the court that would condemn him to death, Socrates remained unshaken. He believed that a good person cannot be truly harmed by external events, because virtue, once truly attained, is secure within. His life and death became a testament to his philosophy, that living justly, honestly, and reflectively is the highest form of human excellence. If you found yourself questioning things you once took for granted, good. That's exactly what Socrates would have wanted. Virtue isn't about having all the answers. It's about never stopping the search. Here on The Unfolding Journey, we'll keep exploring questions that matter.